you've been following along at all on this channel, then maybe you've seen the build series for our adventure bus. But here we are finally getting to break it out for its first adventure, end of April 2025. Well, first trip on the bus, and at least we're all alone. It's quiet, and Bear's having a good time, aren't you, Bear? But yeah, a lot of rain, an awful lot of rain. Well, we were gonna be alone in this bus for a total of 3 meals, lunch, dinner, and breakfast the next morning. And so we went full send. It was just Aaron and I and our dog, Bare Bones. And so we made the meals absolutely count. And it's a good thing that we did, because with this much rain, it was just not a ton to do. A lot of reading, a lot of board games, a lot of hanging out, but we made the food absolutely count. And so here you see we are working hard at a new recipe that we found that we were going to try, kind of like a poor man's noodle bowl, ramen bowl. And overall, it turned out pretty good for our first attempt for a brand new thing. And so we were off to the races with an awesome lunch. Then, of course, we took a nap, because that's what you do when the kids aren't around and it's raining on the roof and it's comfortable and you're just alone in your adventure bus. And after a nap, it's time for coffee. One thing that is annoying about this is the water makes more sense on this side.
Yeah.
But it's kind of slanting that way.
Yeah.
So when it gets this low, you have to prop up the back side of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Water's boiling. This was a really good first run for this bus, because it gave us the chance to figure out what things we really liked about what we'd done, some things maybe we could change or tweak, and then obviously just things that we hadn't thought of or forgot to bring, like hand sanitizer and different random items. So it was just really good and low stakes. Without the chaos of 5 kids around and everything else, it gave us a chance to just figure it out together. Overall, we were thrilled with just the kitchen in general. Everything about it, the size of it is really workable. The new cooktop that we bought for it, the sink, the water supply. It all just works really well. I think we thought that and hoped we were right, but after using it for 3 pretty epic meals, we knew this was definitely going to work for us, and we were super happy with it. Bear just absolutely loved it. He definitely understood the assignment and just chilled out, snoozed a ton, listened to the rain on the roof, and we can say with confidence that currently this bus is very watertight because it shed a lot of water on this overnight, and we never had any problems anywhere, no leaks to speak of, and so hopefully that stays that way, because that would open up a whole other can of worms if there ended up being any type of leaks. A little bit of Scrabble action. We also played Rummy, and I won 100% of the game, so I had a great time. It was fun. And as I said, Bear understood the assignment. Well, after naps and coffee and books and games, it was time for the next epic meal. So we got into it. We had some venison backstraps in the freezer, so we pulled those out and got to work on some pretty awesome fajitas. So here you see us making all the veggies and everything for some fajita quesadillas. Here we go. All right, so here you're really going to get to see this new cooktop in action. And we had never used this before. We are big cast iron people, but this thing's pretty awesome. It was really versatile. I was a little concerned with the ribs that are in it and the slope that kind of heads down towards a drain for grease. But honestly, none of that was a challenge. It worked really well. And it's just a little butane cooktop. You can pick it up at Walmart. So that's where we got this one. But super pleased with how it performed. And here you're going to see these venison backstraps, and they are just deep purple. They are so good, so healthy, and man, they were awesome. So you're going to see those get cut up, spiced really well, and then added to these veggies.
That meat is about as organic as you're going to find in North America. I'm a big fan of this dark coffee roast seasoning on red meat. It took me a while to take the leap and try it, but once I did, man, I just absolutely love it. It almost brings out like a chocolatey flavor in the steak. You gotta at least try it. It might sound crazy to you. It sounded crazy to me for the longest time, but that's what we did on these, and they were lights out. A little bit of sunshine coming through the windows. That felt really good. It's nice to have a break in this rain and open up those curtains and let the sun come in. Made for a pleasant dinner making experience. Absolutely can't beat it. We also fed Bear, and he came from under the couch to eat it, so that was interesting. Like we said, the rain stopped, and decided to get the drone out and just kind of fly it around this area. This is in the western corner of New York. The state game lands in that area, kind of near Panama, New York. And so we just flew this up to kind of see what we could see what was around us. We'd never been in this area before. And yeah, I mean, it was nice to see the skies clear up a little bit. It was also kind of fun to see just how remote we really were, because once the drone comes over these trees, you're going to see our little white bus just hanging out in the middle of all these woods. And that was just a relaxing vibe to experience for sure.
Here if you want to make any adjustments.
Well, as soon as we get back, I'll have to throw this on the charger. Bear was definitely love being loose and running around and exploring all this. He did get absolutely filthy, which was a bit of a challenge, but we got him cleaned up, and he just slept on the floor the whole time, so it was not a big deal. He is definitely not allowed on the bed in this adventure bus.
Look at how flooded it all is.
This was really cool. There was a pond on some private property and kind of like swampy woods around it. But one thing we realized pretty quick is there's definitely evidence of beaver activity in this area. And so we got some pictures of those trees, and somewhere there's got to be a beaver dam, which is causing all that water damage and all that interesting stuff. But because it was clear, we decided to head back to camp and get to work making a fire and at least give it a good try to have a nice fire. We knew all the wood would be wet, but it also was old, dead, and dry deep inside. So if you get a fire hot enough, anything will burn. And we successfully were able to have a fire. We did get visited by a slug on our GoPro, so got to keep an eye out for things like that when you're in nature. And we were probably out at this fire 1 hour, and all of a sudden the rain picked up again. So we snapped some cool pictures real quick at sunset and headed in for the night. Nothing like the sound of rain on a roof. Just like that, it was morning. The fog was thick. There was no rain, but the fog was thick. And so we had to get this shot. Super cool. Actually had a little bit of an issue getting the drone out of the sky. I believe because so much fog got on the sensor, it couldn't tell how far from the ground it was. It was a little confusing. But we did get it down, and then we got to work making some awesome breakfast, because what can't be without bacon and eggs and onions, and the most epic sourdough breakfast sandwich you could ask for. And just like that, the adventure bus was broken in. 2025 is going to be an awesome year. We got a lot of hopes, a lot of dreams, and a lot of things planned. And we're hoping that this bus is up for the challenge. But weekend number 1 was a huge success. Thanks so much for watching.